What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video, and the latest update on Jordan Henderson's and Fabinho's moves are that talks have progressed in the last 24 hours between Liverpool and the Saudi Arabian clubs that want to sign Henderson and Fabinho. And in this video we will talk about Henderson in particular, the moral implications of him potentially going to a country where homosexuality is actually illegal, and also we will take a look at Liverpool's transfer targets and transfer plans of what Liverpool are planning to do going forward. So both deals, the Fabinho and Henderson deals, are expected to go through in what will accelerate the overhaul of the Liverpool midfield. And also Sasha Tavolieri, a well-respected journalist, has said that Liverpool are also thinking about signing a right back during this summer, and it has been internal reflections to try Trent Alexander-Arnold as a midfielder next season. Probably we will play with the three at the back formation, with Trent slotting into midfield alongside Thiago or the new defensive midfielder that we are about to sign. That could be Lavia, as Fabrizio Romano updated us recently. I will tell you that as well. So also a centre back Liverpool want to sign potentially, and another midfielder and an offensive player at an attacking position are the other prospects Liverpool are seeking for the rest of the transfer window. But I don't think we will sign another attacker. We already signed McAllister and Szoboszlai. We signed Cody Gakpo last January. We signed Darwin Núñez, Luis Diaz recently. So I think Liverpool are fine going forward. It's the defense and the defensive midfield that Liverpool need to strengthen. Liverpool are still leaning on Lavia as their new midfielder potentially. Real desire at Liverpool to refresh the squad. Sasha Tavolieri is ending his update, and Fabrizio Romano recently said for Liverpool, in any case, it doesn't depend on Fabinho and Henderson leaving. Liverpool will sign another midfielder, at least one. Lavia is top of that list, Fabrizio Romano said. So they want Lavia, but I'm told Chelsea are still there. They are also interested in Lavia, but Chelsea are going for Moises Caicedo. And here I'm hearing that Liverpool think Moises Caicedo is overpriced. We don't know exactly how much Moises Caicedo is or is going for. But if he is going to Chelsea for 100 million, then I can understand why Liverpool are walking away from the deal. But if Moises Caicedo is available for 70, 75, maybe 80 million, that's also a lot of money for a young player, and maybe Liverpool feel there is too much of a risk involved signing that kind of player. But Liverpool need a starting defensive midfielder. The worst case scenario for Liverpool, in my opinion, Fabinho leaves, Henderson, somehow the deal falls through, Henderson stays, and he will be our starting defensive midfielder next season. He doesn't have the legs anymore, he doesn't have the physicality, the stamina, the running, the tracking back. And also remember, Henderson has been playing this box-to-box midfield role for many seasons now. Sometimes he ventures so far forward, he's playing as a striker. And it annoys the hell out of me when we lose the ball after Henderson's gung-ho crazy run forward, and there is nobody in midfield to cover for example, Trent Alexander-Arnold, who also likes to go forward. Fabrizio Romano says that let's see what happens with Lavia. Thomas Partey at Arsenal, if he's sold, then Arsenal could be interested in Lavia as well. But Liverpool are in a pole position. Lavia would love to sign for Liverpool. But I think if Lavia is our only midfielder signing, and we sell Fabinho and Henderson, after of course signing McAllister and Szoboszlai, Liverpool will be short in midfield. Lavia alone is not enough. He is a brilliant player, he's a young talent, but we will rest the whole season's success on a 19-year-old defensive midfielder. Also, we have Bajcetic as well. So Liverpool could risk a lot by signing just Lavia. But that's just my opinion. Also, there could be a big reward, because if Lavia costs 40-45 million, and Liverpool could really mold him into an even better player than Fabinho was in his prime. It's safe to say that Fabinho is past his best, and probably Liverpool think it's the best time to sell him for 40 million, because if he keeps declining at the rate that he started declining in the past 1.5 seasons, then Liverpool will be in trouble. So maybe Liverpool think a young fresh, energetic, dynamic midfielders are the way forward, and that's why we signed 22-year-old Szoboszlai, 24-year-old McAllister. We can't underestimate how much running, how much stamina, how much work rate that will inject into Liverpool's midfield. But still, the defensive midfield role, who covers for Trent Alexander-Arnold when he bumps forward, who covers for McAllister or Szoboszlai when they bump forward. That's such a crucial position in this Liverpool team, and we need somebody who also has experience but who also is young, hungry, energetic, dynamic, physical. Lavia could be a brilliant solution, but is it enough if both Henderson and Fabinho leave? I think it's pretty nailed on that Lavia will sign for Liverpool because we have been linked with him for so long, and now that Fabinho is pretty much, that deal is already done to Al Ittihad for 40 million, we will have more than enough money to sign Lavia. Fabrizio Romano also said that many things are moving around at Liverpool in terms of rebuilding the midfield. This is a really crucial moment for Liverpool. It's a revolution. They signed Alexis McAllister, they signed Dominic Szoboszlai, but now between Fabinho and Al Ittihad, the agreement is done in terms of the player, and the discussions are on the way between Liverpool and Al Ittihad. Liverpool are waiting for the official documents to check some details of the payment terms, the installments. So they are still very cautious about the process, but the negotiation is very advanced and ongoing. This is why Fabinho hasn't traveled with Liverpool to Germany. Maybe Henderson traveled with the Liverpool squad because the negotiations at that time weren't as advanced between the club that wants to buy Henderson, Al Ettifaqi, and also Liverpool. But still, I worry that if Henderson stays, that he will be our starting defensive midfielder because he's not good enough anymore. I don't want Henderson to be in the starting lineup next season. So I think it's better to sell Henderson. Fabinho already decided he wants to leave. He wants to go to Saudi Arabia, earn a big pile of money. But this notion that Henderson is going to have a life-changing amount of money. He's already earning more money per week than most people earn in a decade. In 10 years, most people don't earn as much as Jordan Henderson earns in 1 or 2 weeks at Liverpool. He's earning hundreds of thousands of pounds, and he's going to earn even more money in Saudi Arabia. But to say it's life-changing money is a little bit too much for me, because he already is earning life-changing money for an ordinary guy. And Ben Jacobs is saying that as soon as Fabinho or Henderson leaves, Liverpool will place an offer most likely for Romeo Lavia. They loved him as a destroyer at the base of the midfield, and he's very high on Liverpool's list of targets. And at the moment, even with Henderson not moving to Saudi Arabia, his financial situation is that him, his kids and his grandkids are set for life. And we are supposed to believe that he couldn't walk away from such a huge offer for financial benefits. There are some things for many Liverpool fans that are more important than money. If you don't believe me, ask yourself how much you would have paid to work for the Sun newspaper, for example. If you ask anybody at Liverpool, no matter the money, the amount of money that they would offer a Liverpool fan, they wouldn't work for the Sun newspaper. So there are some things that are more important than money. And there is already a huge problem with homophobia in football. And Saudi Arabia is a country in which women and minorities are still oppressed, and they are trying to sports wash their image in the Western world. And it is regularly at the top of the list in the world for executions, and members of the LGBTQ community cannot be themselves in the country as it's illegal for them to do so. Jordan Henderson chose to stand up and be an ally to this community, even though he didn't need to. He could have done what most footballers do and just simply keep his head down, play football, earn a lot of money and retire, but he chose to support these minority groups. If he chooses to go to one of the most oppressive countries in the world as far as that community is concerned, Henderson has not only betrayed those he supported previously, and but he made everything he said into a lie and all to be a little richer than he already is. There will be countless people who think it doesn't matter which club Henderson goes to, and from a footballing strictly Liverpool's footballing perspective, of course it doesn't matter. Liverpool get a good amount of money for a 33-year-old player who is not good enough to be a starting 11 player. So from a football-only perspective, it's a good deal from Liverpool's point of view. But of course there is a lot more to football nowadays than just the football. I mean, Henderson pretty much made it clear that he's happy to go to Saudi Arabia to double or triple his wages. He said to Jurgen Klopp that he wants to go there and Liverpool should accept the offer from Saudi Arabia. And some Liverpool fans are saying that with this move, Jordan Henderson is saying that he doesn't really believe what he said previously in supporting these minority communities, because his beliefs weren't strong enough to stand up to the call of a huge pile of money. Take a look at the mentions of some of these Twitter accounts that broke the story of Jordan Henderson going to potentially Saudi Arabia. And this is why Henderson's decision matters a lot, because it allows people to suggest that no one has morals and anybody can be bought if the money is big enough or high enough. And that's simply not true. Some people won't do anything for money. We have to stress that. And Jordan Henderson accepting a lot of money from a country where the minority groups that he supported before, they are either banned from there or it's illegal to be homosexual. It's absolutely crazy that some people will be proven right. I mean, nobody is questioning Fabinho's motives really. Fabinho never really came out and stood up for these minority communities, and he's well within his rights to accept a move to Saudi Arabia. And Henderson is as well from a legal standpoint, but from a moral standpoint, everything he stood up for before, it seems like a lie, it seems like a charade that he put up, and that's really, really wrong, and he betrayed a lot of people in those minority communities who truly believed that Henderson was a proper reader. The only way that he can salvage this is if he goes there, earns a lot of money, and then he donates a lot of that money into these minority groups and charities back in England. And if he maybe stands up for the minority communities in Saudi Arabia, I mean, that would be very brave, because it's literally illegal to speak up like that in that country. So it will be fascinating if Henderson gives a public interview, what he will say, because I'm sure journalists would ask about this when he comes back to play for England, for example. And some people who defend countries like Saudi Arabia or Qatar, they like to call people racist for calling out their oppressive and oppressive regime, their atrocious human records. There is nothing racist about drawing attention to a country that oppresses people because of who they fall in love with. Draw attention to it and you will often be told to respect the cultures of other countries, but that is not an argument that I buy into, because for example, South Africa was going through the period of apartheid. It was a racist governance that no one sensible said should be respected because of the different culture. Saudi Arabia is a country with a homophobic policy that is not about different cultures. Those defending it are simply showing up their own phobias and racist biases. And it's a very good example that I read today. If the Sun newspaper actually owned a football club and they wanted to sign Henderson for £700,000 per week, would some Liverpool fans say, oh, it's okay to go to that club because they are offering a lot of money for you, that's money that you can't turn down? No, absolutely not. So why is this issue different? I don't think it is. I also heard that Steven Gerrard previously supported a teammate of his at the LA Galaxy, Robbie Rogers. He came out as in one of these minority groups, and Steven Gerrard now going to Saudi Arabia for a lot of money. Basically, he already did what Jordan Henderson is about to do. And I mean, these footballers are already filthy rich. Why do they need to earn just that little bit more money and sell their soul and sell their morals? That's what I don't understand. But yeah, let me know where do you stand on this debate in the comments below. I would love to hear your opinion. I just wanted to give you a very, very detailed breakdown of why morally it's very wrong for Henderson to go to Saudi Arabia. And I will be fascinated to read your comments. This is my last day on holiday, so I will be back home this evening. So from tomorrow, the regular scheduled uploads will continue, of course, and also I will try to upload more FIFA 23 videos. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Good night.